So I want to thank everybody that stood up, not just for our democracy, but stood up for those that have feel bullied and intimidated, stood up for this notion of co-equal branches of government.
Your Vote 2025, California voters have spoken with the passage of Proposition 50. In a major redistricting counterplay, California Democrats working against a push by Trump and GOP-controlled states to redistrict and gain congressional power. Now that means a new reality for voters and politicians here in the Coachella Valley and nationwide. Hello, I'm Karen Devine.
And I'm John White. Right now, Proposition 50 leading in California with nearly 65% of the vote. Prop 50 will temporarily redraw California's congressional districts starting with next year's midterms in the hopes of securing 5 additional Democratic seats in the House of Representatives. We have live election team coverage with News Channel 3's Lisa Avila standing by in Riverside at the Registrar Voters Office, where they will be counting those votes throughout the night. Garrett Hoddle standing by in the newsroom with more ahead on high-profile races playing out in other parts of the country.
But first, we go to Shay Lawson here in studio with more on the immediate reaction from local voters following this result. Shay.
Yes, I'm hearing a lot of passion from residents across the Coachella Valley tonight. Some calling the result a win for California, others saying it misses the mark.
Proposition 50, a measure many Coachella Valley residents say they've been closely watching, has passed, drawing strong reactions from both supporters and opponents.
We're just giving more power to our elected officials. The power should be with us.
Good. Good. Like if they're going to be, whatever, not playing by the rules and changing the rules of the game for themselves, then we have to at least have a fighting chance.
Political director at Democratic headquarters of the Desert says she's celebrating as the numbers are coming in.
Very pleased with the results. This would never have happened if Donald Trump had not called Governor Abbott in Texas and demanded 5 seats.
Others voicing frustrations.
I'm again kind of just disgusted that we're even here. But it's seeing the lines, Palm Springs in the same district as Vista. I'm sorry, anybody who's thinking clearly, that should be a problem.
Still, turnout across the desert was strong, with residents from every corner of the Coachella Valley making their voices heard.
My job is to get out and vote.
I was happy to hear that even other voting centers had lines that were going 1, 2, and even 3 hours long. They wanted to come and they wanted to vote.
Now, I'll continue tracking local reaction as it comes in tonight. Meantime, stay with News Channel 3 for continuing coverage as we track what's next and how the results of this special election could shape your future. Reporting live in studio, Shay Lawson, News Channel 3.
Thank you, Shay. And we're starting to get reaction from local lawmakers and candidates to these new districts for next year's midterms. Let's start with Republican incumbent Ken Calvert, one of the primary targets of Proposition 50, releasing a statement tonight reading in part, with the passage of Prop 50, Californians were sold a bill of goods, allowing Gavin Newsom and his radical allies in Sacramento an unprecedented power grab to redraw the congressional map and silence those who disagree with his extreme policies. Let's go to the new maps to sort out what it all means. Calvert was running for re-election in the 41st district. That included a good chunk of the valley. This is the map for the new 41st, primarily over in southeast LA County and into Orange County, which will favor Democrats by 20 points in voter registration. Calvert could decide to run in this district, the new District 40, mostly covering western Riverside County and into Orange County, in a district that would favor Republicans by 9 points. However, it's already represented by a Republican, Young Kim. We will continue to press Calvert for an answer on his future plans with the approval tonight of Proposition 50. We're also getting a statement from longtime District 48 Republican Congressman Darrell Issa, reading in part, "It was difficult to watch as Gavin Newsom and Sacramento's special interests said about shredding the state constitution, disenfranchising millions of Californians solely because of how they vote and delivering what they know is an undeserved advantage to Democrats." The 48th district, seen in this map, will now include Palm Springs and Indian Wells at the very top of that map, in a district that stretches almost to the Pacific Ocean in San Diego County and will now favor Democrats by 4 points. I was able to talk with some of ICE's Democratic challengers in the last hour, including Democrat Brandon Riker, who lives in Palm Springs.
The voters of California tonight sent a message that they're done with the just absolute lunacy in Washington. It's time we get the economy working. Instead of tearing down the East Wing and destroying SNAP benefits, it's time we actually start talking about raising wages and lowering costs.
And so how do you reach out to people here in the Coachella Valley who are now suddenly part of a district that stretches almost to the coast?
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to go door to door and meet people and win this campaign the old-fashioned way, like I flipped my city council seat back in 2020 from red to blue. You know, just because we pass Prop 50 and draw a certain district doesn't guarantee anyone wins an election. We still have to earn the trust of the voters.
But it's all of you taking on Darrell Issa. Now that you know what you're dealing with for sure.
Yeah, you know, I got into this race to run for Congress because we need to get rid of MAGA extremism from our communities. And in the new CA 48, that's exactly what I'm running to go do.
So we'll be getting to know those candidates in the months ahead. Again, it's Calvert, the current congressman for the 41st District representing part of the Valley, that is faced with the most pressing decision on his future based on this outcome tonight. You can find the full statements from him and Congressman Darrell Issa online at KESQ.com.
Well, to Riverside now, and despite the projected win of Prop 50, or the win, they are still counting votes at the county registrar's office. Luis Avila watched as people lined up and drove up throughout the day to cast their vote. Luis.
Yeah, that's right, Karen and John. Here, 2 hours after polls closed, things have quieted down here outside the Riverside County Registrar of Voters. But earlier today, quite a very different story. I mean, take a look at video of long lines and steady stream of voters coming and going throughout the day. Some dropping off their mail-in ballots, other casting their ballots in person. Now, there was a lot of eagerness and excitement as people made their voices heard. Election workers were busy greeting voters and helping them through the whole process. I spoke with the public information officer for the Registrar of Voters, who said everything has been going smoothly throughout the day.
They go through a 3-week training. It's called an academy for workers here, so they're obviously very well prepared. Obviously, there can always be surprises. So far, it's been a pretty smooth night. As you can see, we have lots of voters lining up, and we also have the police department helping smooth the traffic, so the experience can be a lot better for those who want to cast their ballot.
Meanwhile, inside the ballot processing center, staff have been working nonstop verifying and counting votes. The latest numbers show more than 390,000 ballots have been returned so far. And back out here live, the counting will continue throughout the night. We'll keep you updated on those numbers. And let me leave you with this. Even after Prop 50 was counted, there was still a long line of people in line eager to get their voice heard. Just goes to show how important it was for many here today. Live in Riverside, Luis Avila, News Channel 3.